Good evening YouTube, this is Brave Counsel and welcome to tonight's quick crypto briefing. If you enjoy this video, please like, share and subscribe. But with that being said, let's talk again about XRP the token and Ripple the company. First of all, I'd like to thank the subscribers and fans of this channel. It's absolutely fantastic to be back in the hot seat, and I'm hoping to make multiple videos every single week going forward. Secondly, I have to say it right at the front of the video, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. Secondly, I've just recently returned from working in the financial sector within the Middle East. I've learned a hell of a lot in that part of the world, and I'm going to explain to you now why I think XRP the token will become the water and the rails and the transportation method for the future movement of growth and capital and human capital in the world. So I'm going to do this through an illustration, an example if you will, of how XRP can become the most successful digital asset the world has ever seen and will see in the future. So how I'm going to do that is by illustrating what we have here in front of us, and this is the old Silk Road route we see starting in China, going all the way across Asia and into Europe. And this is what it used to look like in 300 BC, believe it or not. So this is the Silk Road, 300 BC to 100 AD. Now you can see again all the way from China all the way through to what was then the Byzantine Empire. Now I say that to say this, even in 300 BC the amount of movement of people around the world was huge, and today more than ever that amount of people is only increasing and will only increase going forward. And that's where XRP comes in, that's where Ripple come in, and of course the XRP token itself. XRP is going to be the rails for the future Silk Road. Again here, just a quick example of the amount of touch points that you see across what is now, this is again, excuse me, the old Silk Road, and there were many drop-off points even then, and this is at a time where you're talking about transportation via camel, via trade caravans and via horses, all the way from China through India, Persia, Byzantium and into Europe. But if you think you've come here for a history lesson, you really need to think again. So this is China's One Belt, One Road, and this is not the past, this is actually the future. China, along with many other Asian countries, are prospering at the moment in terms of resources around the world. And if you see here, you can see proposed routes via maritime and land means of how China's One Belt, One Road policy is going to act. This is going to connect trade across the entire planet eventually. Again, why is this relevant? Well, how do you move human capital, human resource and the finance of the world at a time when people are literally moving all across the entire planet more rapidly than ever? And this is how it's going to be done, folks. It's going to be done through the XRP token. So Ripple the company, of course, as we know, is engaging with multiple financial institutions at the moment, multiple banks, and individuals can also use the service. We all know this probably because many of you listening are holders of XRP or another cryptocurrency which in many cases can do a similar job, but XRP is known to be the fastest way of doing this at the moment, and that's why that's relevant again. Here's one for the American viewership then, just to sort of keep you in the game here. If you thought it was just Asia and Europe that was covered by the One Belt, One Road initiative, you need to think again, because the plans are far grander than just that, and the plans for XRP are far grander than just that. So you can see here part of the proposed route stretching all the way from London in the west to New York in the east. This is a route that currently doesn't exist, but believe me folks, this is where the world is going, and XRP is going to be the water and the rail and the gel that glues this all together. So XRP, just because at the moment XRP is tied to the rest of the cryptocurrency space in terms of price, you really need to start thinking more globally here, guys. You really need to start thinking about utility. This is something that some coins in the crypto space possess. I think XRP possesses the most utility, but there are other services out there. Always make sure you do your own research. Of course, let me know what you think in the comments below with regard to how fast XRP can roll out. So have a look here then, guys. What we have in front of us now, some of this currently exists in the green, and some of it is proposal across the entire world for rail lines. Now again, I say this to get across the point, the amount of human labour that will be moving across the world in years to come. Every single landmass on the planet will be covered by the Belt and Road Initiative and by other countries improving their own infrastructure networks, and all that will have to be underpinned by some form of electronic transfer system. And what I'm telling you is that that transfer system is going to be, at least in part, undertaken by XRP. So that about wraps it up for today, guys. The Silk Road, it was interesting in 300 BC, and it's going to be even more interesting in the future. And XRP is the token that will help realize, in an electronic sense, what is going down in the real world today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.